How's it going, guys? Welcome back to another video today. And today I just want to be straight up. I know the job market's tough. I want to show you guys a tool on A, obviously, how to find jobs correctly, but B, how to prepare for interviews when you land the job. Because remember, as good as your profile is, as good as you think you are in your skill set, the first hurdle is A, getting noticed, right? How does a recruiter approach you when you're applying in a sea of like, what, 200 applicants, 300 applicants? How do you make sure that they see, hey, listen, I can provide value for this role? And you want to think of yourself as the product and they're purchasing you. You're going to add ROI to their company. How do we do that? Well, today I want to walk you through how to get to the most important parts. One of them being, of course, once you get the attention of a hiring manager, recruiter, well, how do you prepare for that? How do you know what to say? Where can you do research? How to make sure it's easy, clean, and all in one single place. And that's what I'm going to walk you through today. And that's why versus me just talking, I thought I'd rather just show you guys through our talent platform, which is Nexa. And remember, this is free to use. So first thing is, how do you get noticed? Well, in a field where there's so many people, you want to obviously have your core aspect. Your core aspect is obviously going to be your resume. And when you're building your resume, I want you to have a few core things. So I'm going to use this as an example. You never have to follow it. Your professional summary, or I like to say your value proposition, should be super clear. Under your name, I don't want to see just an email and a number. I want to see if you're applying, let's say in sales, and as it's a business development, account executive, account manager, have a line on it. So as soon as someone looks at that or the screen scans it, oh, this is what I was looking for: business development expert, account executive, IT professional, whatever. And one line on the highest value you can bring to the company. So in business development, the biggest goal is putting somebody on a pipeline. So for me, focus on driving, you know, growth and building the long-lasting client relationship. Well, that's the biggest thing you want to do in this business. Then, no matter what you're doing, have certifications, and if you don't, remove it. Have your top skills. Don't dive into school and work experience first. Have your top skills. For me, my biggest and most important top skill is open to learn anything, right? And then list out the most important top skills that pertain to the role you're applying for. And don't have just one resume. Everybody loves to have one resume. That's not going to do much because every role is going to ask for different and you're not personalizing it. But here's the cool part. With Nexa, as you apply to multiple roles, you can use the Google Chrome extension, just press create new version, and it'll instantly make you make extra copies. So your core message is always going to be there, slightly rearranged, personalizing yourself for each and every single role. This is going to make your resume super powerful. And when you do add your work experience, you're going to add a one liner on your biggest achievement. So if I go over here to work experience and I were edit something like this, there's always a key achievement section with the job description because that gives them a quick highlight. And you can always just, if you want, you can bold it, do what you got to do to it, and make your life easier. But the whole point here is what you're trying to do is you want people to see that, make it active because they don't have time to look through everything and they just want to see that. So this will get you half noticed because you're applying in a sea of several applicants, 2025, 2026. Aside from that, you want to make sure that you send a targeted outreach message to either an employee in that position or role using either Indeed, LinkedIn, or a literal email. People forget a single email goes a long way. And that's the best way to do it. So you mix these two together, now you're getting hyper accurate. And I'm being honest, just from this alone, you might even see your response rate increase heavily. And make sure you keep that circles of recruiters in place. How do you want to do outreach? How do you want to do whatever you want? You can just ask Nexa Voice here and just say, how do you enhance your LinkedIn profile for just like, for role X or something, right? Put it in there. It's going to work like ChatGPT, but because you're on Nexa's platform, it's going to understand what you do on Nexa and give you help. Now that you got your initial noticed, well, how do I prep for the actual role? Well, I want you to come here and use the interview practice tool. This is something, no matter what job you're selecting, it'll actually give you questions pertaining to the role. So if you're trying to learn cybersecurity and you want it very generalized, right? This is just going to see, can you answer basic skill set based questions that someone might screen you with, right? Then you can go ahead and start it and I'll show you what I mean in a second.
Hi, let's practice an interview for Security Operations Center Analyst. What strategies would you employ to protect against zero-day vulnerabilities?
If you can't answer this, then you might not be ready for the actual job. And there's 5 of them. There's going to be technical, there's going to be scenario based, and there's going to be behavioral type questions. I'll quickly skim through them.
Explain the importance of configuration management in cybersecurity.
Another technical question.
You are tasked with reducing the time to detect security incidents. What strategies do you employ?
Here's why this is great, even if it's not accurate. It's training your brain to explain concepts easier. It's training you to be better at communication, and it's also putting you in the place of a scenario in the role, which makes you just a better communicator overall for what your goal is to the hiring manager, and you look like a better employer. Now, when the time is right and you're really ready, you can go over to the Simulator Pro, upload an actual resume, right? Or you can select one, right, from the one you just created, and enter the job description flat out right. Copy and paste it from whatever platform you're applying, or if you're using our platform, copy and paste it. And this will do a face-to-face type interview. For the sake of the video, we have several videos on this. You can always just press this and watch it. In between that, on the job, before the job, you can always come on Octagon and do real live projects. Sales simulation scenario, a customer hospitality scenario with the customer. What I mean by that is you can simulate something that happens in your work, right? No matter what it is, and see how you handle it. And then based off of that, you're just gaining, infinite confidence doing this, making you better at the roles. Now you're probably watching this saying you're sending me all the things, but how do I get noticed? Well, that's kind of where using the resume tool, using your LinkedIn, putting all these together will come into place and also make you the best candidate. But we have a personalized job board and talent pool as well. So another thing just off everything is when you search for jobs using this platform, it gives you help on how to build your resume or things that you might have been missing, which you can verify it by doing an actual skills gap. So here, if I'm trying to be a plumber, here's what it'll do. It'll recommend me careers. It'll show me my career readiness meter, and it'll give me live assessments that I can get analytics on myself. So like my key strengths, my areas for improvement, whatever I need, transferable skills, everything in one single place. And when you're ready, you're going to build your profile out. And I'm going to show you what that does in a second. But here's what me building my profile kind of did. So enter all my information. I can enter a video here if I want to. Oh, there's a video right there. So this is you personalizing your message in your talent pool. What I mean by that is your profile that you create here gets directly embedded to a talent pool. So if I'm coming here and I'm going to go on, I'm just going to show you what it looks like from an employer perspective, just to give you an example. Hopefully I didn't get logged out. There you go. So now if an employer is coming on your profile and they can see your video, they can see your career highlights. And most importantly, what I want to showcase is to you, those simulations you did, well, what if you did really good in a cybersecurity or an IT or a sales simulation? Wouldn't you want to make sure that and tell the talent, say, hey, you know what? I may or may not have a lot of experience, but why don't I highlight my power? And I can maybe showcase my, security operations center simulation or whatever. And when I do that and it ends up, basically being showcased, the next time I go to the recruiting platform and I want to showcase this type of information, guys, they can see that and they'll be able to like basically give you more insights on that. You see, top interview simulation is right there. We can see that. We can enjoy it. Super, super useful. Now, alongside with that, you put everything together, you'll be right on your way to basically increase your response rate from recruiters, your interview success rate, first, second, third, fourth round. I mean, I can just literally go back in this live interview screener and give you an example of basically general screening call first one. Like you can pick anything and just be that much more reactive. So I hope this video helped. We'll catch you in the next one.